But it starts off like this. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. A lot of times people are in relationships because I love him because he's done this for me. I love her because she's done that for me. But not too many times do people say, I love her just because.
All right now.
I just love her because she is who she is. She ain't really got to say nothing to me. She ain't really got to give me a hug every Sunday. She ain't got to smile on my face. She ain't got to do all that. I just love her because of her spirit.
Amen.
Not too many people say that. Not too many people say, I love her because she told me no.
Come on now.
Who said that? I love my parents because they told me no.
All right.
There wasn't one time that I asked them to go to the mall when I was little and they told me no, that I go in my room and say, man, I love you. I didn't do it. You don't want to know what I did, but I didn't do that. But watch this. When your prayer is not ignored, there's an abundance of love that spews out of your system, spews out of your spirit because he heard your cry.
Yeah.
But let's turn to Jeremiah 14 and 11.
All right.
Jeremiah 14 and 11 says this. Then the Lord said to me, do not pray for this people for their good. That's a mighty bad spot to be in.
Yes, sir.
When you realize or you feel like you've done so much wrong that God won't answer your prayer. So you decide to go to Pastor Ship. And you say, Pastor Ship, pray for me. And then just as Pastor Ship gets on his knees and he goes through the preliminaries of his prayer, and then he says, and Lord, I want you to, and he said, no, you better not. Remember what? Remember who? Shout it now. So the concept is this. There are two different extremes of spots that we could be in. We could be in the spot of, I love the Lord, he heard my cry. But we can also be in the spot of, don't say nothing to me because you know you out of order.
Come on now.
We don't want to hear that. We keep floating on the sea of his love, the grace and mercy of love. So we know that we can do it how we want to do it, what we want to do, and all that stuff. But the truth of the matter is there's an order in this serving God business.
All right. Amen.
But it was. This lady kept on asking.
Yeah.
But in the midst of her resistance, in the midst of her repetition of asking, I want us to also notice what was happening in verse 25, the latter part. It says that she fell at his feet. You see, the truth of the matter is this. A lot of us have gotten too cool with God.
All right.
A lot of us have gotten too lackadaisical with God. We feel like we can just come to him all cool like, all fancy like, all jive talking like, we don't even call him Jesus Christ no more. We just call him JC because he's our buddy.
All right. Come on now.
We call him the man upstairs because that's our dog. But the truth of the matter is, when she needed something, she had a certain element of reverence.
Yeah. Amen.
She fell at his feet. Now watch this. This is the other thing. The intentions for the prayer, the ignored prayer, and the insulted prayer. Wow. How was her prayer insulted? She did all of this. She came to him right. She didn't disrespect him. She simply mentioned to him what she wanted. And Jesus' response was this. Let the children be filled first. For it is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs. Now let's keep it real.
All right.
If I needed something from my father, and I said, Daddy, I need $100. And he says, what going on? I'll feed the dog before I give you $100.
Whoa. Okay. What?
You'll do what? That's an insult. Regardless of the meaning, regardless of the purpose in which it was said, to my ears, that's an insult. So what you're telling me is that in your eyes, you view other people as children, but you view me as a dog. And you're not even willing to pass me a little something while you're feeding the children. Y'all remember that? Y'all out here squash. Lord knows. I used to do something with squash. I got a brother and a sister.
Come on now.
My brother and my sister, they eat just because. They just wake up just to eat. They just eat. But me, I hate squash. And for some reason, my mama used to cook it like every Friday or something. And my daddy would walk past the table. Well, you all know what to eat that squash. Okay, bet. So as my brother and my sister finish eating, they go outside and finish playing. My ears hearing all the playing, the laughter going outside. So I'm looking at my plate, I'm thinking, okay, something got to happen to this squash. Because I'm not going to eat it. But something has to happen to it so I can be released from this food jail that I'm in. So I slit the chair that I used to sit in. And I would take the squash. I didn't have enough sense to know that in a little while I need to go back and get it and throw it away. 2 or 3 days later, my mom and dad walk around like, what is that? What's going on? What is that smell? So they searched and they searched, and they found probably like a month's worth of food stuck in that chair. Because I didn't want it. I do not like squash. And still don't. But here this lady was. She said, whatever you're doing in this season.
All right.
I don't care if it's squash. I don't care if it's okra. I don't care if it's tomato. Whatever you're doing in this season, can you slide me a little something?
All right now.
But watch this. She didn't say it for herself. She had a daughter at home that had an unclean spirit.
All right.
How many times do we walk into the church and ourselves is not on the agenda?
Come on now.
How many times do we come in a church service praying for somebody else? How many times do we allow ourselves to feel like we're being ignored just for somebody else?
Come on now.
How many times do we allow ourselves to be insulted?
Yeah.
Just for somebody else? Because see, if it hadn't been me, I would have said, you know what, Jesus? You could take your little healing because I don't need it anyway. It was my daughter that needed it. I walk because see, you talking crazy right now.
What?
And here's the key. This is what we all say. We lose jobs because of it. We leave churches because of it. We even lose family members because of it. Watch this, pastor. I will not be insulted. You will not disrespect me. So I'll leave. But here this woman was. She said, I ain't studying none of that stuff. It's something that I need from Jesus. It's something that I want from Jesus. And the truth of the matter is, you can call me a dog, a cat, or a rat. But my daughter is at home.
All right.
And it's something that my daughter needs. Have you ever been in your own prayer closet or your prayer life and you just said, Lord, I'm going to be like Jacob.
Jesus.
And I won't let go.
Yeah.
Until you bless me.
Come on now.
I'll be like the woman that was found in Mark that said, whatever you call me,
Jesus.
I won't stop talking to you until you give me some crumbs.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. Just give it to me. Have you ever been at that point?
Amen.
You ever been at that point in your life where you were so sick? Where you said, Lord, I don't care what's going on.